Guys, welcome back to Coden. So guys, I hope you all are doing safe and taking care of yourself and having a great time and also understanding each and every concept that whatever I am telling to you. So today's lesson we are going to discuss about what is inheritance, like what do we work with inheritance, what are different types of inheritance, single, multiple, multi-level, why do we need inheritance, what do we mean by a derived class and a base class. Do focus on this thing because this is the most important part that you need to know. So we'll be discussing about all these things. Already on my YouTube channel, I have posted content regarding C, C++, Java, Python, important question for your exams, and also HTML, CSS videos. So guys, if you like the content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And I am also posting some useful content on my Instagram page where I'm telling you some study tips and with some important hacks and also Excel tricks and other things. So please do follow that. Also, the link is in the description. And do let me know in the comment section how do you like my videos and what content you want me to post. So let's get started with the video without wasting any time and understand the concept of inheritance. Whenever we talk about inheritance, so you need to just take a simple, very real example that everyone is facing or everyone has around it. That is the parent and child relationship. Whenever we talk about the inheritance basically is the parent and the child relationship. Now in inheritance, what we do, it is used to represent the real world relationship well. It is used to provide reusability of the code and also supports transferability. Now what do we mean by all these three things? Real world approach, reusability and supporting transferability. No, now when I'm talking about first of all the thing that why do I need inheritance? So the number one point that comes to my mind is the capability to express the real world relationship model. So first of all, I talked about the real world relationship model. So as we all know, when we talk about a parent and a child relationship, what it happens like your parents and you being a child, so some of the traits you have of like of your mother and some of your father, so these are some of the properties that you have inherited from them. So that is basically inheritance, the best example which displays about the real world model. Means whenever we are using inheritance, we just need to inherit some of the properties of the existing class in the program and work upon that properties. So the properties from which we are deriving something, the data, that is called the derived class, and from which the data is being driven, that is called as a base class. Now in this we are going to use a base class as well as a derived class. So this is the first property, inheritance, that is involved the real world models. Second point that comes to the mind is the idea of reusability. Now, as I told you that there will be a parent class and there will be a child class, which is specifically called as a base class and a derived class. First of all, the content which is already present, that is called as a base class, and the second part, that is called as a derived class. Now, when I am talking about the idea of reusability, suppose say you have already defined a class in which you have taken the basic content, like suppose say we are taking an employee class in which we have taken already the contents like basic salary, DA and other stuffs, and we want to add some additional feature to that existing class. So we do not need to modify that whole class. What we can do, we can just create another class in which what we can do, we can inherit that particular properties of the existing class and then use that into that particular class. That is called as a derived class, in whichever class we are using, and the already existing class is known as its base class. Next comes the third point. The third point is the transitive nature. Now, whenever I'm talking about the transitive nature, so let us take an example. Suppose say we have two classes, A and B class. So now, if a class B inherit property of another class A, now if the class B will be inheriting the properties of class A. Suppose A class, then there is a B class. So now what it is happening? That class B inheriting the property of class A, then all the subclasses of B will automatically inherit the properties of A. Now suppose say we have taken again the B as a base class and inheriting that class into some another class. So that way what it will happen, any of the properties that the B class has inherited from A class, all the properties will automatically be added to another class, whichever class is inherited by from B. So means if say I have taken a class in which I have taken some properties, I am inheriting that properties into B class. Now from that B class, I want in C class I want to derive that particular B class. So for what will happen, all the properties that are already derived will be put it into that also. Now just if you are not able to understand this concept, but think you must be clear. In case, let me give you a real world example. Suppose say you inherited some properties of from your parents, and your parents inherited some properties from their parents. Now you must be having some traits of your grandparents also, as well as your parents also. So that means your parents are acting as a base class for you, and their parents are acting as a base class for the your parents. So whatever property your parents have inherited, those property will also be inherited into you. Basically, this is the concept. That is, any of the subclasses that is further inheriting will also involve that property. That is, I told you that these are three properties that you need to keep in mind. But sometimes there is always a confusion that what is a derived class and what do we mean by a base class. So let us just give you a simple example, and let me tell you that what is a derived class and what is a base class. So what I am going to do, I am going to just, as soon as I am going to tell you the types, you will be seeing a diagram displayed over there that is basically telling you that what is the derived class into it and which is the base class. So whenever I am talking about the base class is in which we have already defined some functionalities. I am going to explain you with the help of this program also, but you need to understand the definition. Base class is in which already some methods are been defined, and I want to use that into some another class. So whenever I've used that property into some another class, that is called as a derived class. This is the basic difference. Base means where I have already defined, and derived where I am using that base thing. That is forms of inheritance that are available are: number one is single inheritance. When I am talking about a single inheritance, when a subclass inherit only from one base class, means there is only one base class and there is only one subclass. That is case is called as a single inheritance. Now, as you can see on the screen also, this is the diagram of single inheritance. Then we have multiple inheritance. When I say that a subclass inherit from multiple base classes, it is known as multiple inheritance. Now, when I'm talking about multiple base classes, that means there will be two base classes. Suppose say, as you can see, there are x and y two base classes, and then we have one subclass that is z. Means z is inheriting properties from both the subclasses. Then we have the next type of hierarchy that is called as hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, when many subclasses inherit from a single base class. Now we have various subclasses in which only a single base class is inherited. Suppose say you can see over here Z, in which now there are this is the base class in which it is inherited into X, Y, and W. So these are subclasses, and Z is only a single base class. Then we have multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means there will be one base class, then it will be further introduced into the another base class, then it will act as a base class for the next class. So the X is first of all base class for Y, then Y is base class for Z, and it is a subclass of X. Similarly, subclass of Y is Z. That is the way it is known as multi-level inheritance. When a subclass inherit from a class, itself inherit from another class. Then we have hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance basically means when we combine two types of inheritance properties, that is called as a hybrid inheritance. I will be going to explain you each and every type of inheritance with the help of a program. But for this video, I'm just going to explain you about the single inheritance so that you get to know that how do we write a program with the help of a program. So here you can see I've declared a class. First of all, I'm going to take two classes in this, in which through which we are going to understand the concept of single inheritance. Now for that you must be familiar about what are different kinds of modes, because the most probably the thing that is going to take place is the different SS specifier mode: public, private, and protected. If you are not clear about public, private, and protected modes, you can watch my very first video in this particular playlist, in which I have told you about different kinds of SS specifier that are present and what is the basic reason of each and every specifier and how does it work. Like public, private, protected, how does they actually work, what will be the effect of that particular thing. Now here you can see, first of all, I have created a class that is the employee class. In this employee class I have given some name, number, and I'm going to get that data with the help of a get data function, and I'm going to display that data, and also I'm going to take the value of the particular basic salary. For this I'm using a get function. It is your choice whichever function you want to use. Either you want to take the name as it is, or if you want to take it the help of a get function. So this is the class which we are going to create. So now in the above program you can see that the public members of the base class employee get data are public, means get data, put data, every function that I'm going to use over here is public, and other variables are private by default. So now these things are only going to work, and we are going to execute this with the help of a program and understand the concept of inheritance. In this case, I'm just going to show you the single inheritance case. When I'm talking about single inheritance case or any other inheritance case, what it happens, whatever class we have taken, this we are taking as a class, base class. Then in base class, just we need to define whatever things we want to take into it. Suppose say I have taken employee number, I have taken the name of the employee, I'm going to take the basic salary of the employee, this. Then after the base class, we need to define a derived class. Now what we need to understand while we are making a derived class. So the syntax is basically, as you can see on the screen, is first of all the base class, then I'm going to write class derived, and then in which I'm going to write a colon, and then I'm going to write the SS specifier, type of SS specifier, and assessing the base class. That is the name of the base class. Then I'm going to perform all the functionality into that particular class. So this is the basic syntax whenever I'm talking about inheriting of any of the class. So now in this case, it was just one class. So that is public. I'm going to take base because it is a single inheritance. In this case, I will just taking a one class. Suppose it is multi-level, multiple, based upon the type of the inheritance that I want to perform. The syntax will change accordingly. Either with a comma will be separated, or it will be according to that only the class will be inherited. But just the basic syntax is this, that is a class derived first of all, then a colon, then the name of the base class. So this is first of all I have taken the function. Now this function I have taken in the protected mode. You can see float basic and then get basic, in which I am getting the enter basic. Now I am taking a manager class. So now in the manager class, what you can see, I have taken the things that are already I've defined. So now this is single inheritance. I told you manager, then a colon, then I have to write the type as a specifier, that is public, private, or protected. It is your choice. Public and then the name of the class. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to define some variables into it. So first of all, I'm defining the variable that is the title of the employee. Means what will be the title of the employee. I'm going to just add into that. Now what I'm not changing anything in the main employee class, just I'm going to make changes with the help of this manager class. And I am going to call in the main function the manager class only. So now in the above program, what you can see, all I have defined over here, that the public members of the base class employee get data and put data becomes the public members of the public driven class, that is managers, and protected members of employee class become protected member of manager class. So these were the put data and get data were public members, and the basic salary is the protected member. So now when I have derived it as public, so they will become public, the public members, protected will become the protected members. So now this way the public member are directly accessible, and the inherited proprietary members are directly accessible by the member functions and friends of the derived class. Now what you can see, we have assessed that get the basic data with the help of that particular protected member class. Now when we are talking about the private member of the base class can be indirectly taken with the help of employee get data. Now here what we have taken employee, then I have given a scope registration, then get data. Now first of all in the employee class, all the things were in private form. So whenever I am going to use this scope registration, what I can do, I can just indirectly call that private members to be accessible in this manager class. That is the name and the enum, which are the private members of the employee. Therefore, the derived class gets the privilege to directly access the inherited members and the private members of the grace class. Means whenever I am using a derived class, so it will get the privilege of accessing the private members also of the base class with the help of indirectly calling them when I have derived that particular base class into my main derived class. So now this was employee was the base class, and this is the derived class. Now what I am going to do is I am going to inherit the member. I am just going to define the objects of the manager class. So now just defining the manager class, that is M1, M2. So with that help of content, I am going to take the values, that is of manager 1, then is of manager 2, number of managers that you want to create accordingly. Now what I am going to use, M1, M2 have used. Now first of all I am going to call M1.getData, the get data function that I have defined in the manager class, because in the manager class what I have done, I have assessed the base class data members that were enum and name indirectly with the help of scope resolution operator, because I could do that because I have already inherited that particular class into my derived class. Employee is a base class which I have inherited in the derived class, that is the manager class. So now when I'm going to use this m2 dot get data, m1 dot put data, so whenever all these functions will be performed, so all will be performed with the help of the object that is of the manager class, which I have derived the base class. So whenever I'm going to run this program, so what is the output that is going to display to me? The output that will be displayed to me, it will be asking me the name. So as soon as I enter the name, I can enter that particular name. Then it is going to ask me the employee number. Then it will ask me for the basic salary. Then it is going to ask me the next content of the thing, that is the title, which I used in the manager class. Now the first three things that were already present in which of the thing, it was present in the base class, which I can be accessible in the derived class as well. Similarly, I can perform this with the help of the another, and then I can print that desired output. So guys, I hope you must be clear about what do we mean by inheritance, why do we need inheritance, what do we mean by a derived class, what do we mean by a base class, different types of inheritance available in C++. I'll going to tell you the some programs of multiple level and multiple inheritance also in my coming videos. For till now, I hope you must be clear about that. How do we work with inheritance? What is the purpose? And in each and every inheritance part, let me tell you the way is the same. But what is the way? The thing that we are going to just assess the base class into my derived class, and based upon that, I am going to work into it. So guys, I hope you must be clear about everything. So if you like the content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And please do support and share it as much as possible. And do let me know in the comment section that what are your views and what content should I post. So thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.